are solely the views and opinions of the source who express them. They do not necessarily reflect the opinions and the views of Trustco Group International, the broadcast regulators in Namibia, or that of the Informanté Radio station. This is Informanté Radio, the sound for a new age. Every day we bring you the hottest music. Ultimate music and some outrageous conversations.
Did you get no Amber it's said? So are you saying Namibian men were not romantic?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Huh?
Yes.
Why? What are the values of Namibian men? Is there anything good about us?
Yeah, I'm striking up.
She is striking a blank.
You know what?
Let's get to the real thing.
The morning mix on Informanté Radio, the sound for a new age.
For some years now, so little to show for it, I'm still gonna go for it, yeah. I'm switching up the gears now, I'm gunning for billboards, I'm bringing a blowtorch, yeah. I ain't finna let my peers down, man, the source is all sorts, you know I'm on course, yeah. And since we're all here now, man, I hope you know I'm still king, yeah. See, I told y'all niggas, man, I told y'all niggas, every time I show, it's a showdown. Niggas came a long way from street brawls and throwdowns, niggas, now I'm trying to reach stars cause the flow sound sicker. This is profound. Put my soul on the sound of homie profound. I'm on the road to the riches, man, I'm homebound. Man, been hot 4 hours on the streets, I'm grown now. Speaking of, I'm trying to get it to the world. This attitude of mine make a brother wanna hurl. And the crowd won't stop, I'ma keep pushing till I'm back on the top seat. I'ma let the spark pop. This music is my birth child. I always put my heart and my soul in it, and I just hope it's worthwhile. See, they always second guess me. Can these haters take a rest, please? I do this to my core, my brother. I don't do this to impress me, yeah. So why they test me? Why they always trying to best me? Don't you know that I'm sick with it? Don't you know that I'm messy? The young savior, soon to be a go-to guy. See, I've been at the top, but I flew too high. So the wings got clipped, but the boys stay fly. I'm on everybody's top 3 and you know why. But I ain't trying to dwell on the past. I'ma stay level-headed and just focus on the task. I just wanna make my mama proud, fill her heart with some joy and the pockets with some cash.
Loving local music as always. Good morning. Welcome to the morning mix on Informanté Radio. It is KK and Twazes with Kaima. Fekama, stand up, Fikameni.
Luister, kan ik net vragen, wat zoek jullie bamboetjeriki hier zo?
Wat bedoel je?
Warashike, huh?
What?
Wat zoek je hier zo?
I thought the morning mix is strict.
Nee, a sport. Are you joining us for sport?
Yeah, let's talk sports with me.
Oh, kijk, nee.
Yeah. How did you enjoy Manchester United's performance this weekend? Is
Oh,
Muskama your
must-
favorite team?
I know, actually not. But I liked it when there was David Beckham, but that's about
That
it.
guy was years and years and years ago.
I know. But that's
Hey, Maria Gadman.
For many ladies, never. There is a reference. It's the David Beckham era, then the Cristiano Ronaldo era, and then
Now we're waiting. What was the other guy that was also very good that played with Ronaldo? The English, the bald?
Rooney.
Rooney, yes.
Yes.
Rooney as well.
Rooney
See, I
was
do
Bold.
know something.
yeah, Rooney is a bless.
Ja, is a bliss. Bliss kopsosje.
Nee, maar okay, let's rephrase. Was he completely bald?
No, he just had a,
Bald spat.
yeah.
Okay. Englishman.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
sure?
Was like,
Are you not referring to Zinedine Zidane?
no. Please, Zidane is not English.
Oh, okay.
You're not going to try and
And
put
Zizou
me
didn't
to a
play
curve.
with CR7 was.
Yeah, and he played with Beckham.
Yeah, but he didn't play with Cristiano. She
he
said
didn't.
played with Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, okay.
Would be Rooney.
Hey!
Maar
Maria!
Ken a junk of two.
Maria!
By the way, Rooney had hair implants gekregen. Nigga has got a hairline now. It's meer boldy.
And then he grew a beard. But you see, these are my references. He grew a beard. And that was how I saw Carl.
Bashiri.
Neville,
Nice.
what was interessant in the Premier League this weekend? Liverpool got a win.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Maria insists that she wants to sit here while we are quickly running through sport. And I really appreciate it, Maria. So, and I know as difficult as this 5-6 minutes would be, she will be able to comment one or two things.
Even if it's a beard comment.
Mwah. So let's start off with La Liga. Okay? I think the most important games yesterday was the Madrid derby between Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid.
No, that's not a Madrid derby.
It's a Madrid derby.
So it was Athletic Bilbao, not Athletic Madrid. Not Atletico Madrid.
Oh, it was Bilbao. I thought it was Atletico. Okay. But nevertheless,
Yes.
I think the fact that Madrid seems to be piling up the points without conceding any goals at the moment. It was a penalty yesterday afternoon, but
Again.
nevertheless, it's a win.
Yeah.
They're grinding out results at the moment. And when I text you or WhatsApp you yesterday, just before Madrid got the penalty, I was really thinking you were sitting there with bated breath waiting for...
I wasn't watching.
You were not watching?
I wasn't watching because it was a difficult game, and I knew it would be a difficult game for Real. But
Yeah.
they have had this sheer determination after the lockdown, right? They're definitely the form side of Spain because they haven't dropped a single point since they came back, and you can see just the vigor with which they are moving the ball on the pitch. That these are guys who really want to win something.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Changing of the guard.
I guess so. But nothing really changed. I mean, they got Eden Hazard back from injury, I guess. Marco Asensio also coming back from injury.
Yeah.
But other than that, nothing really has changed. But the mentality of the team
It's
has
Zidane.
improved. Yeah.
And then obviously Barcelona
Yeah, Barca were in action late
last night against Villarreal, the Yellow Submarine. Good game yesterday that Barcelona had.
I haven't enjoyed a Barca game in a long time.
Yeah.
So even when we were winning, even when we were thrashing Mallorca 4-0, there was so much that was still wrong with the way the team was set up on the pitch. Yesterday was as close to perfection as you can come, I guess, under this new board and with the players that are currently available. Good game.
I love the front three combination between Griezmann, Suarez, and obviously Messi.
And Messi, yeah.
And Suarez's goal was just sheer class.
Yeah, even Griezmann's goal was
Yeah,
also,
even Griezmann, yeah. So, 4 points between the two. My son told me last night, he's a Barca supporter, he said, Daddy, Madrid will lose 2 games. So,
like when you look, we have a tougher run in than Madrid.
Yeah.
They have much easier. I think Athletic Bilbao was probably the
toughest one.
the toughest match
Okay.
remaining. There are 4 games remaining. We'll see. I doubt that Madrid are going to drop 4 points somewhere.
How do you think, Maria, between Real Madrid and Barcelona, who will win the La Liga title? There are 4 games left.
Look, Real Madrid most likely.
Hey, stop feeding Maria answers under the table.
Quickly.
Yeah, but yeah.
Most likely most.
Yeah,
Most
most
likely
likely.
gonna
No,
be
you're
Real
right.
Madrid,
You're right.
yeah.
English Premier League, a few matches. I was pleasantly surprised, and I must say, without joking and without poking my own team, and I was pleasantly surprised on Saturday when we got past Wolves, because Wolves has been our bogey team for the last couple of years. I think the fact that there was no crowd probably counted for us, but they had us by the scruff of the neck for some time during the match, but we ground out the result, and I'm happy.
Well,
4 games now that Arsenal is unbeaten. I can't believe it.
It's 4 games without David Luiz.
No. What David Luiz? And he's been a star player on Saturday, I must tell you.
That's just the thing about David Luiz, right? When he performs, he can be a really, really solid defender. He's good with the ball, good carrying it out of defense. But when he has one of his days,
Yeah.
he will score 2 own goals, he will consider penalty, and then he will get sent off. That's just the kind of player that he is.
Maria, a congratulatory message on your behalf to Arsenal, because you've been poking fun at my team the last 2 weeks. I would really appreciate it if you can just say
Who'd Manchester Huddersfield?
What was the score?
2-0
2-0,
away from home. So it's a good result. Yeah, for us.
Against Tini Volva.
Tini Volva.
Yeah.
Manchester, wow. Humble pie for me. I can't remember the team they were playing against, but they won 5-2. That's all I can remember.
Yes, I remember the 5-2.
They played a good game. They seem to be really...
I think they were playing Brighton.
Brighton.
Yes.
That's the team.
Yeah.
They were trailing 1-0 some time. So, but they came back really. And I think they're up for a Champions League spot.
Yeah, I think they Bruno Fernandes. The impact he has had at the club, not what he has done for the club, but the impact he has had at the club is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's like for such a young player to come into such a big brand and just take the entire team by the scruff of the neck. It's incredible. They look like a whole new side. And Pogba is also back.
Pogba is back. He's playing well. Solskjaer is really doing well with the team. Okay, last match. Liverpool, Aston Villa last night.
They ended up winning that one 2-0 as well.
2-0.
Right? Yeah, I also didn't watch. I was just following the scorelines.
It was a gung-ho match because you can clearly see, we won the league. Why are we still here? They need to give the youngsters a chance
to play, right?
Yeah.
I thought Klopp would do that, but I think also maybe some of the guys are chasing records.
Oh yeah, also true.
True. It's like, I want to reach 30 goals before the end of the season. You can't bench me in second time.
Maria, are you happy that Liverpool won the league? It's 30 years.
No, as you're talking, I'm just thinking. So if there's like a soccer game every hour.
Yeah.
Every 2 hours.
Die vrou kry nie aandag nie.
Nee, sy sal kry.
In between, halftime is 15
9 uur
minutes.
vanaand.
Halftime is 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Kom, maak vanaf. In 15 minutes I'll be gone again.
No, I personally don't watch all football matches. I would pick one, watch it, and then I'll do something else. But she also likes the fact that, okay, let him be over there. Let me watch my stuff over here. So
I was planning Makari.
I was planning my
And like yesterday, I literally for the whole day, I, sort of gave up the TV until 10 o'clock when the Barca match started. It's like, okay, no, Sukak Niman was my plan. Last minute 8. I'm not even sure if we're going to play well. I might end up feeling worse by the end of the match. So, asseblief.
Gaan slap net.
Gaan slap net julle almal.
So how was your weekend, Maria?
Very chilled, actually.
Nee?
But it always is. So.
Bournemouth is who United were playing.
Oh, Bournemouth. Okay.
Anyway, anything interesting happened over the weekend?
Nothing.
Neville, wat het jy gedoen die naweek?
Yo,
Weekend.
Friday night home. Oh, yeah. It was a tennis weekend this weekend again. So I was
Oh yeah.
just a tennis parent for the weekend again.
How did it go?
It went okay. Obviously a rude awakening for her.
For our Serena Williams.
She got a silver medal this time around.
Which is good.
Yeah.
But
it's
she's
good.
used to the gold, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was,
So now you have to talk
eat
her
a little
out
bit
of
of
it.
humble pie,
Yeah.
but she got gold in the doubles. So, yeah.
It's because Daddy is the one who gives her a tough time when she doesn't bring the gold home.
Is it? Yeah,
I
are
see
you,
makkelijk niet.
no, but okay. So are you the father that is saying, "And don't worry, it's silver, it's good, baby girl. Like we're gonna do this next time."
Yeah.
Why you are vast gold? Where?
No. I try to, I rage inside, but I try to project a very calm demeanor outside. But yeah, you see the mistakes that she makes on the court. Soccer, it's easy. With your son, you know,
can
on
cuss
the
and
sideline, hey, hey, you like this though. But tennis is like,
You can't be shouting there, hey.
So does she have like? Are you the coach?
No, I'm not the
No,
coach,
she's super-
but
she's
I'm more the life coach.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
The manager.
yeah, my ninja.
I just wondering if it's working like that. Serena.
I wish I was Richard. Richard is. There's a story about his life coming out now.
Yeah.
I think Jamie Foxx will be playing.
Oh yeah, Jamie
Him.
Foxx is such
Jamie
a
Foxx will be playing
phenomenal-
Serena Williams.
His
father.
Richard.
Oh.
But I'm sure he can play Serena as well. He's so versatile. No, I mean he's versatile.
Why Bukurwaji? Why JD Mandirini?
I hope Jamie Foxx
No,
will hear you.
Jamie's so like Jamie's versatile.
No, you're right.
He's
no, you're
very
right. He's
versatile.
very, very versatile.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just took Serena out there now.
No, this wasn't a shot at. It was a compliment for Jamie.
Luister, voor jullie aangaan. Can you guys, julle wat queries is. What is this punya controversy over the weekend?
What punya controversy again?
There's a WhatsApp group.
You spend too much time on social media,
Yeah.
you. Wat het jy weer gesien?
There's this video. It looks like Armas Amokuyu is sitting there, okay, at a platform. Now, my Oshivambo is not as good as yours.
Okay.
But there's this person shouting the whole time at Armas about punya and fish rot. I can clearly hear. Must I play you the thing?
No, I've seen it, but I didn't hear the punya. He just said, okay, there was a squabble between the two Armases, which is Armas Amukoto and Armas Amukuyu.
Okay.
Armas Amukuyu is the SOPO regional coordinator in Oshikoto region. And Armas is, I think, the chief regional officer or whatever. Him and his brother Moses Amukoto supported Itula for the previous elections. And based on that, they didn't want them to run as candidates. And that created
Tension.
well, yeah, squabble, because they still came into the hall. Like, we were sent here by a delegate, we were voted in our respective areas or whatever to come and represent, and you're not gonna tell us in the SWAPO constitution where it says that because of who we supported, we cannot stand in here because we are still SWAPO members. So there was a squabble. What you heard in Oshivambo is like, I don't know who the person was that was recording, but he's just basically saying like, even you were implicated in the fish rot saga, but here you are, but you have the audacity to chase people out. And then he even said, yeah, I know for a fact you were also supporting Itula at one point. You told me about it. Have you forgotten? It was that type of exchange. But yeah, so that was.
But I was just wondering, where does the Punya controversy come? Because he was throwing some serious Punya shades there at Armas.
No, I think it's because you don't understand Oshivambo. I didn't hear Punya.
Like Shines was saying, don't play it. He was apparently the guy was saying, yeah, but that other day when you bought me Punya, you told me you supported Itula.
Bastard. Because I could.
But that's what I'm saying. It was a small reference because it's not like I heard Punya.
And now it's amplified on social media. People are posting pictures of Tassenberg with Armas next to it.
But
nitpicking.
It's cherry picking. But not only that, I think it's when incidences like this happen. I'm not going to try to say this kindly because I'm just going to speak from the heart. When incidences like this happen, I'm reminded how primitive we can be, as Namibians, because we concentrate on the wrong stuff.
I know.
And ignore the important stuff.
Yeah.
Like, how do you listen to that video? You should be discussing about SWAPO constitution, the fairness of it. Are you allowed to kind of be disbarred or not allowed to enter?
If I support a candidate who's not from SWAPO necessarily.
Or who is actually SWAPO member but ran independently at the time.
Does that disqualify me from everything else?
So this should be the conversation people are having. But instead, it's the Punya stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, why do we always reduce public discourse to like such primitive levels? Like,
but I don't agree with you, Maria. I don't agree. I don't agree. Because you see, a friendship starts with a glass or a plate of food. If the point of entry is wrong, then we can't have these other conversations.
We must
so if you've shared my Punya with me, then there must be a level of understanding between.
Did you have it with Coke as well?
Yeah. No. I used to enjoy Punya way back with Fanta grape. Kerra is lekker.
Yeah.
No, sorry guys. Maria left the chat.
Come on. Maria left the group. I only drank it.
No, I understand, Maria.
I drank it one holiday on the farm. And the Fanta grape didn't last that long. So we had to improvise with ander goed as drink op and stuff. But it wasn't bad on the farm. It's a job gedoen.
What was the job? Om dronk te raak?
Yeah, no.
En dan plak te wees.
Plak. and Punya has, their slogan, their advertising slogan is the most basic but effective slogan. If you see it on a billboard throughout this country, Tassenberg, the one and only. There's no other description.
It's true. I don't think I've ever attended a wedding or a funeral where I didn't.
Well, you don't see.
But the box one. No,
any box.
That's crazy.
Can you provide a quick just update on the COVID-19 cases? As it stands, according to the information I have in front of me, in Namibia, we are on 412 confirmed cases, 25 recoveries, which means 387 active cases at the moment.
412
confirmed cases. Yes.
It's all right.
I told my wife this morning.
0 deaths still.
I told my wife, Annie, I miss Swakopmund. Can we drive this coming weekend? We drive 5 o'clock in the morning. We drive. We should be in Swakop by 8. We find the furthest possible beach. We don't even go to our
But
house.
you can't even get into Swakopmund.
How? Huh?
No, it's not in lockdown.
Oh, is they still in lockdown?
Yeah.
Okay, but is Agaba not talking today?
Yeah, to tell. Yeah, because they're supposed to be moving to stage 4.
Yeah. They not.
I don't think they're definitely not moving.
If you let them,
Or maybe they will.
but here's the thing.
Yeah,
Remember,
I think they'll stay in stage. They're in stage 3 right now. I think they'll stay in stage 3.
because the whole thing is if you allow in and out of like movement in and out of that area, with the way the caseload is, even the infection rate, the way it's still climbing at the moment, that means you are spreading the virus. Basically, you're sending it all over the country.
Yeah. That's why I say I don't think I think they're gonna stay in lockdown. Yeah, they're gonna stay in lockdown.
Gaan maar.
Het was na, né? Het was recht.
Hoe?
Het was okay.
Dat lesobli.
Nee, so they can open up and spread.
No.
Get it over and done with.
If that's the road that we want to go, then let's go down that road.
Okay. It's recht.
Yeah.
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 The only problem is
If we're
like,
gonna open up, let's open up.
Yeah.
And that's maar net so.
no, I think look like I said, while I used this analogy of like a loaded gun to my head, but I think
Yeah.
I think in all earnestness, it's just you have to think about the burden that you put on the health system. You know, if you say let's just do this, let's just be irresponsible with it, let's just open up.
My guy, if we die, we die.
We don't have quarantine facilities. We don't have enough ventilators.
Open
we don't
the
have enough.
borders.
We don't have. No, the borders opening the border is not a problem because actually people that are coming in from outside, I would trust those people more because they at least are doing mandatory quarantine and getting tested upon entry.
Yeah.
It's the moving around within the border that concerns me because like they say the common enemy is now amongst us, you know. But yes, as much as you want to kind of get on with life, you also need to like be very cognizant of our health system and burdening it. We just we haven't built capacity to handle like hundreds of cases daily. We don't have that capacity. Even South Africa is struggling.
We have been largely blessed with the fact that most of these infections or these cases that we have reported have been asymptomatic or mild symptoms.
Yes.
I think we had like one of the cases who ended up in ICU but has since recovered as well.
You saw there was, thank you, Jesus.
But it was beautiful.
Actually, I was laughing. I'm sorry.
For me, it was
because I'm
beautiful.
like, why aren't you thanking yourself? You guys did that. The staff. You understand? I mean, okay, thank you, Jesus, but
For not taking him.
but
Yeah, you
help,
guys
we
going
should
down that slippery slope
No,
again.
no, I'm like, take a hand for yourself. Like health workers, you guys are the front line. You guys are doing the work. You guys are like putting yourself at risk every day. You know, I mean, I think during the COVID-19 times, we've really come to appreciate the health workers, whether it's doctors or nurses or paramedics or whatever. So I'm like, take a hand for yourself. Thank you, Jesus. I thought it was funny. I'm sorry.
I'm not part of this conversation.
I'm a Christian, but I still thought it was funny.
I didn't see the video,
You
so
should
I'm not.
I
I'm not,
guarantee you
Maria,
laugh.
I'm not even looking at you
I
currently.
guarantee you will laugh. And I'm a Christian. I guarantee you will laugh.
I would probably be
Yeah.
cracking.
I wasn't laughing.
Yeah. No,
I was really no. On a serious note, I appreciated the fact that because obviously now let's talk about this. There are obviously people, you know, Christians who do feel that, you know what, the power or the fact that my hand could help you heal is not my own power. It's through the power of Jesus that I
So
could.
he also took the lives that died.
Yeah.
So is that what you're saying?
Oh, Maria Leka.
And when my hand is hurting you and not helping you, who's also from
So those that died, the thousands, those
Why?
ones, Jesus wanted to take them. Those ones.
Yeah. Holy
of
Ghost
Jesus.
fire.
Holy
No.
Ghost fire.
But let me tell you, I was laughing at
Tell
this
it to you.
Apart from the thing, it was just, look, for me, it was just a reminder of the Namibianness of it. Huh?
Yeah.
Like, the Namibian, that's why I was laughing. Yeah. But apart from all of that, there was also a moment of, what are you guys doing? Because this man is on a wheelchair, right? he's being pushed on a wheelchair now, and he's walking through this long corridor, and it's lined up with health workers like singing. And I'm like, and the corridor is so tiny. I'm like, jealous alopi man weer spoeg. And you will get reinfected. Because it's like, it really, that song, As I Walk Through the Valley of the Shadow of Death, it felt like this man was big. No, look at that video again with what I just told you.
Asseblief, gaan. I'm a part of this. I love the video. I love the fact that the health workers were singing, because it's a practice all over the world currently where the health workers are lining up and
but those corridors are bigger. That man was walking valley of the shadow of death.
Let me not catch the virus on my way out of here.
There's a home video of his where he sits in his courtyard in Walfish Bay, and his dogs run up to him and they see him for the first time. And it was quite heartwarming to see his dogs. I mean, he still sits in the wheelchair, and his dogs are just so happy and excited to see him. So there's a good story on the coronavirus.
Before we touch on the newborn who was also found positive of coronavirus. Ro Vieira is saying, Neville, because of mixing alcohol with Fanta grape so much back in the days, today I don't drink Fanta grape anymore. Ek begin raak dronk as ek bietjie Fanta grape drink. I know that feeling, bro. I know that feeling. So yeah, we had a newborn also diagnosed with COVID-19. I'm actually trying to figure out how this.
That story was very perplexing to me, because it's like, why did you test the baby? Do all babies get tested? Why specifically
why
that
this one?
Why? Do you guys know something we
maybe
don't?
Because the mother had tested positive. Maybe so they felt they should. I don't know. Because
very sketchy information.
Will the baby be positive and then the mother is negative? I wonder,
And we didn't know. Like, I didn't understand. I mean, I read somewhere that it's not transmitted like that.
Yeah.
Like, you can have. I mean, I even read an article where saying, like, mothers who have it can breastfeed.
Yeah. It's like I mean, if you don't pass your flu on to your kid through breast milk.
So I don't know. Like, there's a lot of, I would say, unanswered questions on that one. I don't know what's going on.
It's sketchy, and of course, the minister also was just outright refusing to give the details of that one case in Windhoek that sprung up on Friday. Where the minister is saying, I can neither confirm nor deny whether this is community transmission. Yes.
And then again,
and they're afraid of having the person or having the patient stigmatized. So they're not releasing details.
They're not releasing anybody's details at this point. Well, unless they're releasing, like the guy on the roll stool. They released this.
But I think I would really appreciate it if I would see more people coming out and say, you know what, I tested positive COVID-19. This is my condition, etc., etc. Even on our show, I wish somebody could watch the show and see this and say, you know what, to get rid of the stigma towards COVID-19. This is what I do, and this is what my condition is currently. Because I don't want to deal with the same issue with COVID-19 like we used to in 1991, 1992 with HIV, where I have a suspicion that Maria is HIV positive, and I don't even want to be close to you.
Yes, but you shouldn't be close to me in the event.
No,
not
of course.
HIV, but
no, of course.
Of COVID.
It's, I think. I mean, I get the like that people like to use it, like. Comparisons with HIV, but like it's almost like it's not even close to the same thing.
Yeah, they don't spread. They spread in completely different ways.
Completely. Like, can we talk about other communicable diseases that spread in similar ways. 4 references.
Hepatitis.
Yes, try something else. Just it can't be HIV, because HIV, like the whole part with the stigma, we're saying stay together. It's not going to infect you that way. And COVID is like, we need to be apart. So it's like, it's almost, there's no comparison.
Yeah, but as I'm
except for the stigma.
Yeah, just the and HIV is obviously not a good example, but the stigma around it.
Yeah.
I personally just think it's important that people out there, if you do have it, come on, give us a good story.
But they're not always good stories. No?
I understand, but then again, there are people who live positively currently with it and who's really doing everything on a daily basis to recover. That's a good story. We would love to hear. I would love to hear something
Is
like
that
that.
for HIV or for?
No, I'm talking about
for
COVID-19.
For COVID.
Yeah, about
Oh,
corona.
there's a lot of them. There's a lot of accounts on social media. A lot
Cool.
of people sharing. Like some people have even done diaries. I think there's even
Fast mensen.
No, I think there's even a website for where you can put your entry diaries. Like
Nee?
day 1, the symptoms. This is how. Day 2, day whatever. But I've also read some scary ones, because some people after they recovered, developed like ailments that they didn't have before, like as being asthmatic. Like they'd never had that, but after they got the COVID-19, they became asthmatic, and some people are saying like they've recovered now. It's been 2 months since they recovered, but when they walk too long, they still get shortness of breath, and they didn't have those problems before. So it seems like it can also trigger new
Conditions in
in the body. Yeah.
Let me lead. Let's just.
Oh mandaha,
Let's just. Yeah.
blow mandag orisha imwe. Mandag sê. Wat is mandag in Wambutel?
Oh man,
Oh mandaha.
August.
Wait a minute, Maria. You don't have your own name.
No, we don't.
For
No, we don't. Etivali, well, Tuesday, but all of it is taken from another language, really. Look,
Mos jy hom?
Dis ook Komandaha.
Orisha imwe.
Hy ka Komandaha.
Why orisha imwe?
No, before the colonizer came, we're not living like that. We're looking at the sun and moon for direction.
Yeah.
They brought their Roman calendar here.
What is this month? What is a month?
January, February, March, April, May, June, July,
I never lost
August, September, October, November, December. Yeah.
Sia kom al toch julle se pa. August ndeu ya
There you go. So you had to read it. You honestly. Hi, August.
Yeah. August says it all started a long time ago with a secret political conversation over a drink. Tassenberg, a.k.a. Ongombe Nokatan. Olina Onjokonona was at the center of it all.
That's it.
The childish and selfish behaviors by politicians these days is irresponsibly pathetic beyond measures. The Omuthia parliamentary squabbles are all indication that we have assembled a bunch of selfish leaders to lead this nation. COVID is wreaking havoc in people's lives. All we do is fight for positions. How lower does these so-called leaders are willing to go? Okay. Roy is saying you correct you. The mom tested positive, hence them checking the baby.
Okay.
Let us just move on swiftly in Q's voice. Hey, Line J.
It's a lot of Christians that are up in arms.
Yeah.
Ek het geweet.
Kom ons praat 'n bietjie.
Ja.
Let's I'm not going to go into much into it.
Nee, read the comment.
But I wanted to say this.
Bastard.
We are. Please don't ever forget. This is a secular state, right? So I don't have to be a believer.
Yeah, there's no law.
No, there's no law that requires me to be one, right? I will respect. It's about respecting each other's belief or lack thereof. But I am allowed to, if, for example, I am a non-believer, which actually I am not. I actually am a believer, but assuming I'm not, I am allowed to look at your religion and say, but how do you, let's say I'm an atheist or a non-believer, or I'm anything else, or I'm of a different belief. I am allowed to look at your religious belief and say, but I don't know, this
doesn't make sense.
mystical idea of a man in the sky blessing people doesn't make sense to me. I'm allowed to say that as long as it's respectful. Or I don't whatever, but I'm allowed to have those opinions.
I'm not calling you stupid.
I'm not calling you stupid. It's your belief, but I'm allowed to think it's stupid. Okay, because I don't believe in it. By the way, I am a Christian. Let me keep putting those disclaimers out. But but the problem with Namibians is I find generally as Christians are really not tolerant of outside opinions, and for me that's wrong. Like, you can't impose your Christianity on people. You can't impose your belief system on people. You need to understand that some people will believe in Christianity or not believe in it, or believe in another type of religion, and that we can all coexist. I don't think no one religion is above the other, like, let's just all coexist. So the sensitivity, I didn't say anything funny. I said it was funny because he's walking in the shadow of, but the sensitivity around the Christianity needs to calm down.
God sent this person to come save you, Maria.
I remember a few years ago, I was in a small town in England, Coventry. I still remember this day. I walk into this clothing shop and I see a T-shirt, Maria, hanging, on this hanger that says...
Bad donkey shines. For thinking about it.
Hey, Khanji.
Oh, your husband wasn't nani.
Yeah, man, he's hiding my good side.
I walk into the shop and I see this T-shirt hanging on this hanger that says, "I love Satan."
Oh.
Guys, I looked at this T-shirt and I was immediately taken aback
Holy
by,
Ghost fire.
hey, my broer. I walked over to the counter.
Why are you selling this to
I say, hey, how can you sell a T-shirt that says, "I love Satan"?
Yeah.
How can you do this? This Englishman looks at me, "Excuse me, sir, is there something wrong with it?" I said, "No, but we believe in God. How can you sell a T-shirt that says Satan?"
Yeah.
I love Satan. I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
Okay? Obviously, very radical. My opinion is the only opinion that matters.
And you're a Christian. So
And I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
I know the truth.
Yes.
Demonic, satanic
So-
things.
And I look back years later now, and I'm like, you know what? You have people who believe in Satan, or this is what I believe.
No, there are people that believe.
I believe there are people who believe in Satan because they do believe that Satan exists. Because you can't believe in God if you don't believe that Satan exists. Satan must exist. There is good and there's evil. So, and that's
to believe in a Satan is to believe in a God, right?
Yes, you
To
can't
some
be a
extent.
Satanist and not believe, or you can't believe in God and not believe that there is a Satan,
Or vice versa.
or vice versa. The reason why people are satanic is because they know there's a God. So you're that side and I'm this side. So for me, I believe in God. I believe that I don't achieve things in my own power as I sit here. That's my belief system. But if there's one thing, as Christian as I am, and as much as I believe in God, I hate that element of Christians, that religious part of Christianity that says everything else that
As outside of it.
Islam is doing,
wrong,
or
the
Buddhists
Buddhism
are
is
doing,
wrong,
or who is doing is wrong. Okay? Jesus walked this earth 2,000 years ago as much as Muhammad walked this earth. And both Muhammad and Jesus existed. These are not phantoms. Okay? That's my belief system. So that's the end of my story. Opoe.
Can we not talk about religion anymore now?
Nee, ek het maar net gesê, verstaan jy? So I just don't like it when as much as Muslims feel that they will get 70 virgins when they go to heaven. That's their belief system. But Christians must not, And God, in my opinion, has a sense of humor. Sometimes he's making fun of himself. But anybody who completely says, you can't crack a joke, and you must not disrespect God.
Yeah, I'm perhaps also not as sensitive about it.
I'm not sensitive about it.
And I mean, I grew up in a home where
Jay,
we were
moet net
required,
heilige vier toe gaan. I can see
we were required to go to church every Sunday.
That's it. Evangelie.
Like if you were raised in a black household, that was most likely the case for you.
Yeah.
I mean, even for
until
me,
you get confirmed.
I was also raised in the church, but at some point I start asking my own questions. But like I said, let's not have because religion, right?
Hey,
Especially
Atushe.
religious people, they're very, like you were saying, they're very sensitive when it comes to somebody who does not share their belief system. So we're not ready to have this conversation, guys. So let's just
we shall moving forward.
For instance, maybe just my last comment. Like Mevrouw was Catholic. I'm not Catholic. Nee, ek jive. Okay.
Hey, Bradley Vusek, come back, you guys lead the comments, please. Yeah.
So I come from a Pentecostal background, Methodist Pentecostal background. That's all. Hallelujah, Hosanna. Now, if I go to Mevrouw's church, which is the Katholieke Kerk, it's dead silence. And we walk out of there, hour and a half later, like, honey.
2 hours later.
Yeah, honey, so what was the message about? Moenie begin nie, asseblief. But see, I didn't get any spiritual
upliftment.
Nothing. Why are we still going to the Catholic Church? Asseblief my man. Bly by jou kerk, ek bly by my kerk. So, but for over almost 20 years, you know what, we have an amicable understanding of this is how we do it this weekend, and that's how we do it this other weekend. So,
Wanneer laas was jy in die kerk? It's been years.
Lockdown. No, we haven't been to church in like 3-4 months, to be honest.
Oh,
we pray at home.
I think you said 3-4 years.
I thought you was going to say 3 or 4 years.
I pray at home. I pray with my family at home. That's what I do.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
All right.
All right, let's move away from
Yeah.
like you see how,
Jay, nee, ek wil eers hoor
this
Jay.
conversation.
Toe gaan jy heilige vuur
But
toe.
speaking of, you know, the lead.
Lead.
Like they're
Yeah,
I know they
lead,
meant
yeah.
lead.
Yeah.
But now it's making me think of a conversation about plato, plomo,
Plomo, plato.
silver or lead, as we call it. Yeah. Shall we dive into?
We can read comments. We can dive into it.
All right.
Plato.
So,
Give us a backstory.
Yes. So you know the Colombian drug lord Pablo Escobar.
Don
Pablo, right? He's known for saying a saying. It's called plato o plomo, which basically is a Spanish translation to silver or lead, which means money or bullets. All right, and this is something that he would offer government officials or law enforcement the choice of taking either a bribe or having a murder contract placed against them.
Okay.
So imagine like he's moving drugs or he's moving some illicit stuff, and a police officer pulls him over. Okay. So then you're literally given this option.
Yes.
Plato or plomo. Your life or money.
Or you, yeah.
And for police officers and government officials that have tried to remain principled in their position, they obviously ended up always dead.
Yeah. It's like in Mexico currently.
Physical. So, can we question and interrogate each other's principles here now, based on the plato?
Ek het nie probleem nie. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Wat vat jy? Ek vat Zak away.
Ek vat Zak. So, Jelle, who keeps on taking the moral high ground here.
I'm not shackled by my Christian morals.
Why are you going back to Cristiano?
No, I get what you're saying, but it is a different conversation. If it's like, just take money or leave.
Yeah.
I think some people have the option to say, you know what, keep your money, I'll leave.
Yeah. It's like you can pass it, Nani or Zaki.
I don't
want anything, it's fine, just go.
I don't want anything. But if the option is death or money, I'm going to take the money.
You're being given a life or death. Like,
it's literally a life of death. I love life too much.
You're going to live as a corrupt official or you're going to die as a morally upstanding one.
What's a humor?
Guys, example. It's an example.
Yes.
Like that guy, the South African church. Example.
Maleven.
Yeah, Maleven. Example. Cut by the throat.
You see blood.
You see blood. Example. So, Sagi Shangala comes to me and says to me, Neville, my bra, okay? I have this business proposal. I run this company, okay? I know from a branding perspective, you know what? If I put you in there, you have a lot of influence. You can do this, you can do that, and you can do this. I don't want to be, you know what? I'm a government official, what, and so. So can you run this company for me, okay? And make sure that I'll give you, here's $10 million. You need to decide what you will do with this fishing company to brand it properly, to see that distribution is done properly, what.
Let's not talk about fishing.
So
make another example. Make a diamond company.
And Saki tells me, Lester, send $1 million to Cubase, $500,000 to Maria, and send $200,000 to Shines. It's operational things that I do. But I hear Jopa Mupanda's voice here in my left ear that says this man is corrupt. Will I do this or won't I do this? Now that's the question.
No, that is an easy no question. This is that's what I'm saying. It's, you see, fundamentally, there's a difference between what I feel like Escobar did and what anybody else would do. Okay, they're just general people that there's a love for money. They don't need incentive. They don't need to be incentivized. Like there's a money deal, they take it. Like in this example, I would easily say no to that. Like this, really fundamentally,
you would say no to the Saki deal.
Of course, I would.
How?
What do you mean?
Just
it's not a life or death. This is not a life or death. Yeah. If anything doesn't, I always say is if something is suspicious, if you approach with a very suspicious and conniving deal, I that's why I don't always feel like people get pulled into these things easily. Like they can't claim ignorance. They walk into it.
10 million.
Yeah.
10 million.
Exactly my
Maria.
point. What would a justice minister be doing with 10 million?
Die man is bezig met ander goede.
Bezigheidsman.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, but you're taking the conversation somewhere else. This is not the conversation we're having. You understand? You are just your question is just based on a principle morals.
Yes.
Morals.
Yeah.
There's no life or death. It's just so Zach, you can take the money or leave the money. Okay? There for me it's very easy to leave the money. You understand?
Depending on how much the money is.
Why the disclaimer?
No, actually, 10 million I'll also leave.
No.
But the higher up that number starts to go, the more I start to consider it. You know?
What you're saying is unfortunately is a lot of it's a lot of people. That's what I'm saying. People don't have to be incentivized. Generally, a lot of people don't have to be incentivized with money. I'm very fortunate that I'm not one of those people. But in any event, if it's a life or death situation, yes.
Yeah.
Then it's a different ballgame.
Yeah, no, of course.
If you're telling me it's a bullet or it's silver, it's lead or it's silver,
I take
my
the
guy,
silver.
I'm going to take the silver, keep quiet, stay on the side and be happy to have a life.
I mean, if you really want to be principled, you can take the silver, go snitch, and then die.
The idea is not to die. I don't want to die. So I think like that's what I want to ask a lot of. Like, I think this is what the conversation is about. Do you need incentive to take money? Do you need to be incentivized in a sense like it has to feel like a death or life situation? And death or life is different for people, because some people can just be like, look, I'm down and under. My family is hungry.
Yeah.
I can't put bread on the table. And I have an opportunity to make an easy, let's say 10K. You don't have to take it to like
Extremes,
10 million.
yeah.
Just even 10K. Like, I have opportunity to I just have to rate where the camera, or I just have to put off the camera equipment at this warehouse that I'm working from, and I'll get my 10K. You understand? So for that guy, for you, it's like, no, come on. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
But in that
the person who's sitting in that situation,
for a person who's sitting in that situation, they might, for them, it might feel like a life or death situation.
I think at the end of the day, for each one of us, it becomes sort of a risk versus reward thing.
Yes.
It's like the amount of risk I'm taking and the reward I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
Does it weigh? If of course the risk is too much, most people are gonna be like, you know what? Even though I want the money, it's a right loss. But if the reward is like this and the risk is like here.
Security guard. The average salary of a security guard, $2,500 Namibian dollars.
Before deductions.
Before deductions. No, okay. Yeah. You're not even supposed to deduct.
From there, yeah.
I thought it's that little social security.
$2,500 Namibian dollars. You stand in the cold every night.
It's not cold every night.
Okay.
Yes, I believe money.
Some nights are hot.
No, I have to exaggerate. We are in the middle of winter.
Of course.
So I'm conditioned to tell a story. I tell you a winter story. So, Leicester, Festus, there's this thing that we want to do. Okay? Like you say. Al wat jy net moet doen, my bro, switch net die camera af. Okay? And you just sleep in that little corner. Okay? So, as ons kom, we'll knock you over the head. Okay, so you saw, and so big you saw.
So your fast mark.
So your fast mark, and so we give you $20,000 for this job.
Sorry, Neville, I just have to. You have a visual mind.
Yeah.
Because you are already visual.
Yeah, I can do this, Maria. Maria, if this Trasco thing doesn't work out for me, come Kuruchiri, I'm gonna do it.
Anyway, procedure.
So this guy, obviously in terms of value, he looks at this $2,500 Namibian dollars and this $20,000. Let's say more.
It doesn't even have to be more, to be honest.
It has to be more.
No, for you. But for the guy that's making 2.5, 20, it doesn't have to be more than 20.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
This guy barely makes 20,000 a year.
No,
Yes,
you're right.
yes.
Yeah.
You're right. Chances are this guy will do it.
Yeah, of course.
He will do it.
Yeah.
Don't come here with your moral high grounds and ethics and whatever. And we need to pay our people better.
Yeah. Yeah, we
So-
need to create a society where we make it difficult for people to not that it's difficult, by the way. I think for some people, like this, there are people that literally have everything, right? And like I know you used the fishing, the fishing thing as an example, but like
Yeah.
let's talk about the guys in prison. Before this fishing thing, you would think that these are people that had it all. I mean, they had nice houses, they
Living
had
large.
prosperous businesses, they had good positions. You didn't think that they required anything more. They were already better off than majority of Namibians. I would think, right? But it's like, when is enough enough? And like, how much are you willing to risk to have a lifestyle that you really don't need, because you already had a good lifestyle? You don't understand what I'm saying? And I've heard some people saying, yeah, well, if I was in those guys, would I really have not done the same thing? Why would you? Like, one was, like, we're talking about ministers here, MDs here, people that were, I don't think, earning less than 80,000 a month, you know?
You ask thieves why they steal. In 9 out of 10 times, it's because it was there.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because
opportunity
I
was
needed
there.
it, but because
Yes.
it was there.
It was there.
Yeah.
The opportunity was there.
So they were sitting in an opportunity where they could make hundreds of millions. Needing it or not is, I'm sure, an afterthought maybe that only came now when they're in prison. But
It's unfortunate. Like I feel like a lot of politicians are in that mindset.
Yeah.
Like I might not need it, but there's an opportunity for me to make money. So let me just make my money at the expense of the people. Mm. So are we really principled? Are we really like moral? Where do you draw the line?
I'm not touching on people's morals. Guys, from now on, we're not making jokes about anybody because people are too sensitive.
When did our listeners become? Lately, I'm just saying like.
No, our listeners are.
Sensitive.
They're generally very progressive, but overall, Christianity makes people very, very, very defensive.
Jy begin nou.
No.
That's where.
Yeah.
Jy begin nou.
Yeah.
Like,
Like stop net. Yeah.
So every time we mention anything that is not necessarily aligned with the Christian views completely,
Like abortion.
Yeah, it becomes a bit of a problem. So,
or even sensitively, the ruling party.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the ruling party is actually changing a lot. I see there's a lot of people that are now moving. I mean, I don't know the number of times we've had LPM Defense Brigade here, for example, or the Vanani Brigade. So on the political front, I think it's moving, but it is very much like religion. But here's the problem. Can I just say it? Ultimately, I think this is where I'm like, what is going on? There's a Christian society, which we are like. We're a secular state, but we're like over 90% Christian.
Yes,
so
majority.
we're a Christian nation, right? But we don't practice Christian values. And ultimately, that's a problem I have with it. It's like we want to nitpick what to pick from the Bible, you know? We're having sex before marriage. We're having kids before marriage.
Don't mention such things.
I'm just saying, we're having adultery. Like, how many of us have half siblings born out of wedlock? You understand?
Okay,
we've normalized a lot of the things that are wrong, you know?
Yeah,
but don't you dare say anything unchristian-like. But our behavior,
everything you're doing is
everything.
yeah.
We are hypocrites. I'm sorry, we don't.
We are sinners.
We are deep sinners, but it's like we want to judge whose sin is worse.
You guys.
You understand?
Yeah, your sins are older than mine.
Yes, you guys. And your
For instance, the swapper thing that I was mentioning now. I told you guys before. Every time the ruling party asked me to host an event, I had to tread very carefully with my jokes. Because, if it's, you know what, and that's the one thing that I can commend the president about. The president would sit at an event, I'm not talking about a SWAPO event, any event. And I could make jokes about the party, I could make jokes about him, and he would sit there and he would laugh. Would not be a problem. But as soon as I'm hosting an event of the ruling party, and I'm standing there making certain jokes about anything
Certain
around the party,
personalities.
Masalat and Harambe.
You child.
Hey, you can see certain real Kedas sitting there. Ongulumbashe, they look at
You
you.
want your mic to be cut.
Eish, it's not easy. So it's very, very, very difficult because you tread on dangerous grounds, and it's treated like religion. Don't mess around here. Don't joke around here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I would like us to have a little bit more tolerance for each other.
Tolerance. Come on, man. Tolerance.
That intolerance is why so many wars have been started in the name of religion. And this is not just from the Christians.
No.
I'm talking about all religions.
Yeah.
But in any case, let's read some more comments. This one seems quite interesting. We're going to move to conspiracy theories now. Elton Figo, I doubt if you know that a COVID-19 sensor has been inserted secretly into every cell phone. Apparently, when everyone was having phone disruptions earlier this week, or last week, I guess, they were adding COVID-19 trackers to our phones. If you have an Android phone, go under settings, then look for Google settings, and it's there. If you're using an iPhone, go under settings, privacy, then health. It's there, but not yet functional. the app can notify you if you've been near someone who have reported having COVID-19. You can check and confirm. Wait. SETI.
It's there, but it's a lie.
It's a lie.
What is it doing there?
Look, it's just.
How did it get there? It was not there before COVID-19. When did it get there? Who installed it on my phone?
It's like on the top where it says comment, stay at home. What will Jay say?
We'll talk about it now. It's nonsense.
Come on, we'll talk about it off air. It's nonsense. That's what Shane said. Mens kan sien vandag is maandag. Alles is boring, no woema. Onnodige geselskap wat nie sin maak nie.
No, bring up the topic.
Yes, what wil jy nou kan
What is it?
No, we are boring today.
Keenan Glovo, why not discuss religion, dogma, and spirituality? What are they in belief systems?
Queenie, we really want to. We really want to. But you know, people are sensitive.
We're gonna make people angry.
Enos T. Hafeni, thank you, Maria. Say it like it is. Martin Emutoni, Maria, don't come blame us for your wrongdoings.
What wrongdoings?
Ich weiß nicht. Don J. Mwandi, making my first crowd one withdrawal today. New shoes. So what is crowd one? Is that Shines? Is that like Forex as well? What's crowd one?
Yeah, more like, what is this? My life change. Whatever.
Stokvel.
Yeah, Stokvel.
My bra, Jason a Stokvel.
Jay Vali Warni. Jelle Vali Warni.
Come on, making my first withdrawal today on Salsin. And COVID-19 is just an example of how people are scared of death because COVID-19 came attached with death. Lockdown, bang, 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 bang. That is wrong. Vera Maria, I generally think that people are scared of death. That was the one that preceded the one I just read. Almal Sulfur di Zak Khan, just to add some more years to their life.
Yep.
Even Nebel. Simon Amuchira, 10 million is not big enough. Bump the cheese up. Yeah, if 500 billion, yeah, that is too much money. Vaso, Mutatio Castle saying Mora Crew, can we just talk about something else, please? Semi-fly, of course, the Simon, like, what is the one Satan, different gods? Okay, there are a lot of these comments that are going to keep dragging us back.
One Satan.
Yeah, it's like you guys don't want to talk about it, but you want to talk about it. So I don't really know how to move. You know what I mean? It's like don't talk about it, and then the next Christian is like, guys, the Christianity and the moral of the thing. It's like,
and then we go back into it.
And then we go back in. I tried to give you guys another subject, but you're not interested in it. You want to talk about religion.
My take here is, you know what? If you want to talk about religion, please don't say that you want to talk about religion with Christianity being at the advantage.
The
moral high ground. If you want to talk about Christianity, then you need to talk, then let everybody give their point of view as to if there are Satanists who are watching, let them come and tell us what good or bad Lucifer is doing in your life. If there are Buddhists watching, let them say if there are people of Islam watching, then please, let's open it up.
Let me tell you a discussion I had with my pastor, like when I was doing, getting ready for confirmation, you went for the classes, right? So we come there. So I say to my pastor, this is in Sokobon, by the way. I say, okay, pastor, I have a question. Now, you're not allowed to really ask about religion, but he was a progressive pastor. This is Lutheran church, by the way. I said, yeah, okay. I said, okay, Christianity, right, of all global religions, makes up about 52%.
Yeah.
Christianity. Yeah, that's correct. I said, so that means fundamentally like about 48% is other religions. He said, yes, that's correct. I said, well, the Bible says if you're not Christian, you're going to go to jail. It's 48% of the world population
is going to hell.
Even though they don't believe in a hell. Next question. And anybody, I never got an answer. And that's when I realized, like, we are, like, growing up, there was just such a stigma which goes against the fundamental principles of a person to try and understand. If I don't understand something, I should read up about it, or I should ask the questions, or we are knowledge-based people. We're like sponges. We want to take in information. That's just fundamental. That's why we have functioning brains, right? But with religion, it's like, and I'm talking about from a very young age, you're told just certain things you don't ask.
Blasphemy.
Yeah. And I realized as I started growing up, and this is why I'm saying, when I say I'm a Christian, it's because I am a Christian. I was born in Christianity. I went for confirmation and whatever.
Yes.
But I'm not necessarily a practicing Christian. I need to make that distinction. But I am still a Christian. I didn't denounce my Christianity. And like I said, I was born into Christianity, like most people. After you get baptized and stuff like that, you're a Christian.
It's that fear of God. You'll never denounce it completely.
No, yeah, because I do believe in a higher power.
In you.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It's very deeply instilled in me. And there is always that level of, I believe in a higher power, whether he's a God or something, but I do believe there's somebody.
We came from somewhere.
Yeah, that we came from somewhere, exactly. But I think as I grew up and I started like being able to answer, I realized that the reason a lot of people are discouraged from asking questions is because a lot of things can't be answered. A lot of things about religion and the Bible, they don't have an answer. It's like, okay, where did God come from? Like it can't just be a mythical, like where did he come from? There are no real answers. So it's like, don't ask. Because nobody can give you those answers. But I don't feel that's necessarily fair. Like, give me answers and let me decide. And I think that's where a lot of people also just
we need to take this discussion to tomorrow.
No, we're not going to
have this discussion. I'm not doing this tomorrow.
Okay. It's like abortion. We don't want to talk about it.
Let's get it over and done with.
Look, abortion we can talk about, because abortion, we can reach some form of a consensus.
Yeah.
Like because even with whether you're pro-life or pro-choice, there is a certain willingness to sort of listen to the other side.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
When it comes to religion, it's my way
or the highway.
You're going to hell. It's my way.
Okay.
And that's what each group is saying. So how?
And people can be misconstrued, because I'm not one of those people that is not a practicing Christian that looks down on practicing Christians. I'm not a person that says, but because you are those people, like non-believers will also look at you and say, but you're stupid for believing in God.
Yeah.
You understand? I'm not one of those. I don't think anybody's stupid for believing in whatever, even if it's a Buddha. I think when it comes to Christianity, I'm very tolerant. Whoever, I can sit with any religious person and be okay with them. I'm never there to impose one direct. In fact, I'm always there to learn.
Your choices,
your
one
choices.
way or the other.
So I don't have. So even now, as I'm reading the comments and they're very sensitive, I'm like, I don't want you to feel that way, because I'm not attacking your belief system.
Yeah. I'm not saying change. I'm not saying don't be a Christian.
I'm not saying don't be a Christian, but also at the same time, I'm saying be tolerant of other religion beliefs, or lack thereof, actually.
I'm not.
Yeah. Equal though cheap. Okay. It's really been nice.
Is that Range Rover that pulled up is your deal, right?
Ja, is my deal daar.
Gaan maak van ons geld, man.
Ja, ek gaan. It's the whole idea. Yeah, guys, thank you very much. Yeah. Everybody out there for the Monday. Take a chill pill.
No.
It's Monday.
Never
You
knows.
saw the Range Rover and you got excited.
No. I got other meetings to run to.
Alright, guys, it is actually
Anyway,
time
it is
for us
that
to
time,
get out of
yeah.
the studio.
Yeah.
Let's just put this to bed. And that is that. We're not talking about religion again. Don't mention your God in my comments. I won't mention him on my mic.
Every day we bring you the hottest music. The ultimate music Some outrageous conversations.
I know a few alleged drug dealers.
This is not a drug conversation.
And I'm not.
This was.
No drug slender will be accepted.
You will not come play snitch here on the show. Disclaimer: I don't know anything about drugs. I don't know any drug dealers.
I know.
I just want to talk about witchcraft.
Let's get to the real thing.
The Morning Mix on Informanté Radio. The sound for a new age.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9, Monday to Fridays.
The Morning Mix.